Hello, welcome to Snarktown, and tonight's reading of Underwood, Scotch and Rye. We're on Chapter 6. Arthur gave a lengthy explanation of how much he didn't wish to be disturbed. His secretary had heard it before, but rarely with such numerous references to medieval torture devices. He locked his door and turned off the lights she turned on each morning. Arthur moved the mouse, the computer came to life, and he clicked on the browser icon. He knew two things about computers, and he had just exhausted 50% of his knowledge with the first click. He went to the URL, his second bit of computer understanding, and typed www.google.com. The page was clean and uncluttered, which provided no small measure of comfort. Arthur stared at it. He took in all the white space and let it wash over him. Tomorrow, he was to pass himself off as an expert in something that every single student he had been using that was poorly done. Tomorrow, he was to pass himself off as an expert in something that every single student had been using since before puberty. There wouldn't be one among them who saw this screen and had their stomach knot with worry about what to do next. Arthur pulled a yellow pad from his desk and ground a brand new Dixon Ticonderoga No. 2 into a fine point. He wrote Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. His fingers tapped. How do I... ... He stopped as a little window started trying to guess what he wanted to do. He added the word register, and Google in bold suggested to vote a business name, my Kindle. I don't have a Kindle, but it seemed to know I like books, Arthur thought. Arthur also thought of Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's court. He was the rube being amazed by the strange man from the future. He didn't like feeling like a dullard. For a Twitter account, ? The little blue button with the magnifying glass was the only button, so he clicked on it. His first search returned 88,600,000 results, a number that was staggering except in politics. The first result he read was Twitter/create an account. His hand hovered over the mouse and was brought back. He wrote on the yellow pad, how do I register for a Twitter account? Arthur typed, how do I keep from looking stupid in class? The first few results of the 126 million available seemed unhelpful, but it was obvious one could ask Google anything. That was comforting. Why do I feel so tired? He thought. He went back to his first search and clicked on the link to Twitter. The first question was simple, his full name, but then it got complicated. Twitter wanted to know his email address. Arthur didn't know his email address. His secretary did, but she would give him a disappointing look if he asked. It seemed Arthur had no recourse. He would take a nap. The nap wasn't restful. Arthur went to Edgar's Pit and ordered a full-price burger basket, which still seemed to be underpriced. Most days he would have sat at the bar, but today he took a booth in the back. Eric found him anyway. Let's see it, Eric said. Arthur took out his phone and laid it on the table. Eric nodded and said, You made a good choice. Eric picked it up and fiddled with it for a minute. What's your iTunes password? Arthur told him and asked, What are you doing? Eric didn't answer. He chuckled to himself and took a picture. Okay, I put in your email address and phone number. Check this out. Here, take your phone. Arthur took the phone back and set it on the table. No, hold it up. He slumped his shoulders and said, "You're becoming tedious." Eric bumped his phone against Arthur's and said, "There, now you have all my important information, and I have yours. Pretty cool, huh?" "What do you mean, important information?" "We just exchanged phone numbers and email addresses. Go to your address book." Arthur looked at the screen blankly. It's the green one on the bottom corner with the phone on it." "Okay, now choose the little guy at the bottom. That is your contact book. Address book for old people like you." It pains me to say it, but that was a nice piece of technology witchcraft. If anyone else has the Bump app, you can just hit the phones together. The burger basket arrived. Eric ordered one too. A moment later, Wynne rushed in and yelped, "I found you!" Arthur popped a fry in his mouth and said, "Obviously, the cloaking app isn't working. I went to your office, but your secretary said you weren't there. I've been to the library, your house, and even the grocery store." Eric laughed. "What's so funny?" You've never seen his refrigerator." "Hi, I'm Wynne Who." "Hello, Wynne. I'm Eric. Why are you chasing our grumpy old friend here?" "I'm one of his TAs, and we need to get ready for class tomorrow." "It's nice to meet you." "It's nice to meet one of Professor Burns' friends." Eric smiled. "Well, it may be a while before you find another one. We're a rare species." Arthur said, "I had plenty of friends, but they all died." Wynne looked shocked and asked, "All of them?" "Yes. Mark died to a woman in Arizona who bore him 3 burdens. Jerry died to a dreadful hairstylist in Las Vegas with spectacular... Well, you get the idea." Wynne rolled her eyes and asked, "Do you take anything seriously?" "I take many things seriously. Rudyard Kipling, Harper Lee, Oscar Wilde, and Elmore Leonard are all held in the highest regard. I am dead serious when I discuss the many reasons Ernest Hemingway's greatest contribution to literature was his generous decision to take his own life. I will not be sucked into a discussion of politics by people who prefer emotion to reason. The designated hitter is an abomination, and the day pitchers and catchers report is the start of the new year, despite what those ill-informed calendar makers might try to tell you." I didn't understand most of that. I'm glad, though. Now, do you know your email address? "Yes, I do. Check the Bump app. It's in there." "You have Bump?" She sounded shocked as she tapped her phone against his. Arthur said, "I like to stay on the cutting edge of technology." The waitress turned and Wynne slid in next to Eric. She ordered a burger basket too and went to work on the phone. That was chapter 6 of Underwood, Scotch and Rye. The astute listener will note that the Bump app I don't think I don't think it exists anymore. I think it went away and you can no longer bump. I don't know why. I should probably look it up, but it is what it is. I'm trying to get better at having the camera not wash out my face when I'm doing these at night. Still have a fair room to go, but I'm doing what I can. So, anyway, I hope you're enjoying the story thus far. I'm really having fun making these. I will continue with chapter 7 tomorrow, and these are all going to be released. The intent is to do them once a day at noon. So if you're enjoying the chapters and want to make it easy, it would fill me with a fair amount of giddy excitement if you would slap that like button and subscribe. That's how you show an author who is reading his book online that you care. It's a very nice thing to do. It's sort of like a virtual hug. If you'd like to give me a virtual hug, slap like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you tomorrow in Snarktown. Thank you.